I've seen some of your stuff that you put on social media before. I know you mentioned that you come from sort of domestic violence background with, I think it was your father, I believe it was, wasn't it? And do you think that had a part to play in sort of like the lack of confidence to then move then?
Yeah, so when he was around, there was a lot of domestic violence at home, loads of violence. He was always beating up my mum. At that point in my life, I would always fight at school because there was always violence at home. When he left, there was no more violence at home, and I become withdrawn, so I got bullied and got beaten up a lot.
Okay.
So there was always kind of violence around, then there wasn't violence around, and then when it got the alcohol again, the violence come back around because I had the confidence again.
Because you still had the anger. Like, I suppose when you're a kid, you don't really understand how to deal with that sort of thing, do you?
No, not
especially
at all.
when you're that age. Like, even some people now are still grown and don't know how to deal with that. So, obviously the violence, the alcohol. You mentioned drug misuse. I don't know if you just said it then, or if I've seen some of your previous videos.
Drugs, I used to love the drugs. A lot of it was ecstasy at first, so I've never really been one for the weed, or was the solid back then as well, wasn't it? That pot, is it? Or whatever the brown stuff was.
Yeah.
So a lot of them used to smoke that. Then everybody went on the weed, but I've never smoked that. Never really done cigarettes. But then I started off on ecstasy. It's a bit of a big jump, to be fair.
Yeah. Clean. So, whoa, let's go.
Yeah, so it was ecstasy nearly every weekend. And I loved the idea. At the time, I was just off my nut, I was happy. And then I started on cocaine, because cocaine gives you that boost of confidence as well when you're out. And when the cocaine, you could drink more because you can handle more, because it livens you back up, and then you're like, fuck it, I'll drink more, and then I can do more cocaine, and then I'll drink more to sort me out.
And then you got the dopamine hit as well that it brings. Drugs is just full of the dopamine hits, isn't it? Really, you just don't know what to do. So, did you crash a lot when you were on it? Like when you were off it, did you crash?
At first, I didn't.
Get into a depressive state.
At first I was okay, so it was a lot of ecstasy and a lot of drink, and I didn't really get the down days. I didn't really get the crash straight away. I've always had sort of depression and panic attacks as a youngster because of my father. There was always mental health issues because of all the violence. But then when I found all these drugs, I was in a good place in my mind. I was like, yes, I'm doing loads of drugs,
So
I'm
was it
around
like
friends.
an escape?
Yeah, but it was just good times, and there was no crashes at first. And then as I carried on, as you know, you deplete all your good hormones, you deplete all your happiness, and there's never going to be that same experience as when you first started on drugs. It turns into addictive experience, and then there started to be suicidal thoughts, days I wouldn't leave the bed. There'd be 3-4 days after a cocaine binge, I'd just be like, I wouldn't wash, I wouldn't get up, I'd just order takeaway to the room, just get it from the front door, go back to the room.
Just not loving yourself.
I wanted to die. There's so many times that I've taken tablets up to the bed, be like, right, do it, don't, done. Or I'll hold a knife, be like, right, just do the wrists, you're done. But